everyone, my name is Miss Dany. I am a first grade teacher and today I will be sharing with you how I set up my guided reading binder. Before getting to that though, a couple of things just to update you what's been going on in my life. First things first, thank you to the 140 people that have joined this community. I've been loving to read your comments and sharing tips and tricks and just building this community online. I'm very grateful for everyone that has been supporting me, and I'm glad that my videos have been helping some of you guys. I decided to take the month of August off because I really wanted to take a break from school, from setting up the classroom, from just thinking about school. I wanted to travel, I wanted to just relax and enjoy the holidays. I've been going to the beach and I was lucky to go to Florence, which was a long time dream of mine. I haven't shared this before, but I majored in English literature. My minor is in cultural studies and art history, and so it had been a long time dream of mine to see Florence and to go to the Uffizi Gallery and see the paintings by Botticelli, who is my favorite painter, and to see Michelangelo's David, and also the cathedral and Brunelleschi's cupola, and everything that is in Florence. Like basically living in Italy for me is a dream come true, and living in Venice, of course, is the best thing that has ever happened to me. But going to Florence was also a long time dream, and I am so grateful that I got to see that I got to experience that. Like literally, guys, I was crying every day just out of joy of seeing the works of art of such amazing people. And I also got to see some Michael Jackson memorabilia, the Hard Rock Cafe in Florence. They have the pants that he wore in the Victory Tour. So of course I was also crying there just thinking about him and everything that he did for the world. So it was an experience. And then I also spent some time in the mountains and now I'm back. I took some footage of all of that, but I'm not sure if you guys are interested in like a summer travel vlog type of thing. If you are, please let me know and then I will upload it. And I have loads of videos to share with you guys. Next week we have 2 work days before the kids arrive. So we have meet the teacher and setting up the classrooms and getting everything ready. And then the week after that we start school with the children. So there's a lot to do, there's a lot to plan. I'm very excited, a bit nervous, but we can do this. So to get to the matters of this video, I spent almost 2 weeks creating this guided reading binder. I've been reading Fountains and Pinnell's books, and I created this resource for myself, for you guys, just to get the guided reading thing a bit more clear in my mind. I've been learning a lot about it and I wanted to share it with you, so maybe it can help you as well. So I created a print and go file and also an editable file. This is the cover that I chose for my binder, but in the editable file, you will find that the colors here can be different. I made it in purple, blue, green, pink, orange, and yellow. And you can also edit here and add your own name or the school year or whatever you want to add. And when we first open the binder, I have these binder dividers. I basically just printed and laminated them, and maybe I would just put a page flag on the side to flip it around. As with the cover, in the editable file, you can change here what the labels say, but this is a section for reference notes, and what you will find here is loads and loads of notes on what is balanced literacy, what is guided reading, how to conduct guided reading, and how to conduct guided writing. So we have all of these notes that are very useful to refer back to as the year goes round, and also to read before the beginning of the school year or after some holidays, because we forget things and there's too much to remember. So I wanted to have it all like very easily accessible. So you have some tips on how to introduce texts, what to do, how to do guided reading time, what to do before the reading, and in this I separated it by teachers and students, so you know what to expect of the students and what you should be doing. I have the same for what to do during the reading, what to do after reading, and some things to ask after the reading. Then I created this roadmap of teaching goals for guided reading. And the reason why I did this was because when I was reading about guided reading and when I was watching other people's videos and seeing their products on Teachers Pay Teachers, it seemed very difficult for me because I was just new at this, So I was a bit overwhelmed, and I wanted to create like a step-by-step plan that I could implement, that I could see some progress, but of course knowing that there is a road to travel, you know? So you will have some step-by-step instructions on what to implement at the time, and then ultimately you get to this goal of your guided reading time is amazing and you're a great teacher. And then I have some level expectations for the entire year. So here I just have the Fountas and Pinnell and Oxford reading tree, but you can edit your own here and add the system that you use. At my school, we use the Oxford reading tree, so I wanted to have something to compare with the Fountas and Pinnell levels and just to keep track of that. And I have kindergarten first and second because those are the grades that I teach more or less. I mean, I teach first and second, but our kids come at a kindergarten level sometimes, and we get a lot of new kids that have never been in kindergarten. So for me, it's useful to have this one as well. And this is divided by months. So this is just like something to strive to. Of course, it's not the be all and end all of your goals, but it's something that you can keep track of. Then I have a section of in-depth level guides, and I found this to be quite useful because if I don't know what a book in a level should look like or the things that my kids should know at that level, I can just easily refer to this one. I included levels A to M because the other ones are for upper elementary, and since I'm not teaching that, I don't have them just yet. Maybe in the future, if the public demands, I could add the other levels as well. You have a section here that describes what books in the level should be like or should look like, or the features that they have. So for example, in level A, the books in this level have a single storyline, the pictures are related to the text, they are relatable, the language is similar to how you speak. You have like a space for the kids to point and read. There are just 4 lines per text or 1 or 2 sentences, etc. And then I wrote a section of what students should know or learn how to do. And in upper levels, I also included what students are likely to struggle with. But for the level A, it was not necessary. But I just put some things that students should learn how to do. So for example, point at the words as they read, learn to read from left to right, top to bottom, etc. And then some prompts that you can use as you are conducting the small groups and the guided reading. So for example, you ask them what happens in this picture. I'm spying a sight word. Can you find it, etc., etc. And as you will see, every level is different. Every level has different prompts. Every level has different expectations. And on level C, I introduce students might struggle with, just so that you can keep track of it. I also wrote in bold some of the very specific things of each level. So you can see it's a very detailed guide, and it's very, very useful to have it just in one place, one page of all the information that you need to know for that level. And I made it in this one-pager style because I feel that having like the small cards and having to flip through all of them and having these several stacks of things, it can be a bit overwhelming and messy. So I just wanted to have it all in one place. And then I put a section on guided writing. This section I am planning to increase, but for the time being, I just added it here. And once I increase it, and if it becomes long enough in the future to make another product out of it, I will. But for now, it's just here. So just some tips on how to do the mini lessons, the writing time, how to conduct your small group conferences, how children should be doing the sharing time of their writing, how to do independent writing, and how to do journal writing. All of this is for the writer's workshop. And then I have a section on tracking data and assessments. So here are some things that you should be tracking throughout the year. And of course, as we go back to the roadmap, you don't have to do all of this at the beginning, like start slowly, do one at a time until you feel confident enough with that one, then you move to the next one. And I added a page on assessment rates and what each of the levels mean, because sometimes we forget and we need to recheck how to assess something and the scales and the rates and everything. So I just put that here. And this is also useful if parents ask you about it. You can have it very easily accessible and you can explain it to them. And then I have a divider for my whole class. And in here, the one that I printed was for the Oxford Reading Tree, but I also included a Fountas and Pinnell one and the editable file, so you can change it for your own reading standards and the program. This is just to track how students progress throughout the year as a whole class, no? So you can write all the names of the students here and you mark the levels. And here I added a section for quarterly assessments just to see where everyone is at a certain moment of the year. Then I have my section on small groups. And in here, I printed one with 6 groups, but in the editable file, you will find a page that has 5 groups and 4 groups. So I just wanted to add some options in case you want to do more or less groups. And they come in this pastel color, but also in the bright colored version of these colors. You can laminate this page if you want to just flip around the names or everything, but I just printed it in normal paper and I will be using pencil to make some changes. And every page of these ones comes with another organizer like this one. The same here. If you print the file with the 5 groups, you have just 5, and same for the 4. Here you have a weekly organizer that will allow you to put all of your rotations, your small groups, what each group should be doing at a given time. And here you can specify what reading level each color has and how many times per week you are meeting with them. It is recommended that for the lower reading levels, you meet 3 times per week. And then you can meet with your higher reading levels once a week. And with the ones that are on grade level, you can meet twice a week. That's more or less how you should do it, but of course, adapt it to your own needs and to your own time. In this section, I also included these pages. So for each of the groups, I have one page like this. And here I will write the names of the students that belong to this group. Again, you can laminate it, but I would just use pencil and eraser to make some changes as the year goes by. And each of these sections has a lesson plan that covers 2 pages. So for each of the groups, I will have one of these. And I prefer to have it all like this in the same place so that it's easier to refer to. And then I have a separate section for the students. You could have the students on the groups, but I prefer to have it separately because whenever you have parent meetings or whenever you have to meet with your administration to discuss a certain child, it's easier to just have it separate and then you can just grab and go, you know. Also, when you are doing reports at the end of the year, it's much easier to have it like this. And in the editable file, you can write the names of the students here. I just printed it like this to write it by hand because I find it easier. Each of these individual student tabs has a page for running records that goes on both sides, and here you have your charts that you can take some assessment rates. Then letter identification assessment, some anecdotal records. These you can take when you are meeting with small groups or whenever you see children doing independent reading time, or just throughout, whenever you have time throughout the week. This is different from the more formal running record, just so you can make some observations. And I also added a book progress record. And again, I printed this one for the Oxford Reading Tree because it's the one that we are using at school. I also included the Fountains and Pinnell one. And there's an editable file for you to do your own. Here you write the books, you write the date, and then you write the reading levels. I have 2 pages per each so that you can cover all of the levels. But since I'm teaching 1st grade and 2nd grade, I honestly doubt that we will get further than the 15 level. And this is just to track what books the children have read, just to see the kind of things that children are reading, the type of things that they are interested about, what kind of books they like, which kind of books they haven't read yet, whether there's more fiction than nonfiction. It's nice to have this kind of data. And then, as I said, each individual record will have a package of these pages. And then I have a section for photocopies, which right now it's empty, but here I will keep some extra copies of all of these running records, anecdotal records, the book progress, the books read, and also the lesson plan of the small group. So I can just keep it in the back, and whenever I need a new one, I can just take it and put it in here. So that's it for my guided reading binder. If you're interested in getting this binder, you can go to my Teachers Pay Teachers store. I included the print and go version and also the editable one so that you can customize it to your own needs. And for today and tomorrow, the binder will be on 20% off. So for less than €6, you can get more than 130 pages to organize your guided reading section. Just saying. You can check the link below if you're interested. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!